Didn't he jump at dawn? Didn't he jump at dawn? Didn't I become a tradesman a week ago? Didn't I become a tradesman a week ago? Was my mother-in-law a blacksmith? Was my mother-in-law a blacksmith? When is the bar open? When is the bar open? What is your favorite type of exercise? What is your favorite type of exercise? The development of new technology required significant investments. The development of new technology required significant investments. Will he get it? Will he get it? Can it rain silently? Can it rain silently? No urologist after 4 nights. No urologist after 4 nights. The job is below my reputation. The job is below my reputation. Were you sick yesterday? Were you sick yesterday? I hit my leg. I hit my leg. It can massage after 2 seconds. It can massage after 2 seconds. The development of new technology has created new business opportunities. The development of new technology has created new business opportunities. They seldom industrialized. They seldom industrialized. 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. Are the summers hot where you live? Are the summers hot where you live? I can eat a whole pizza by myself. I can eat a whole pizza by myself. I hope the ball goes in. I hope the ball goes in. Was often moved. Was often moved. The refrigerator is making a strange noise. The refrigerator is making a strange noise. Can it be announced every year? Can it be announced every year? We played board games with our friends. We played board games with our friends. Sorry, I can't sit here. Sorry, I can't sit here. I don't go out if the weather is wet. I don't go out if the weather is wet. I'm going to have to miss your concert because I have to work. I'm going to have to miss your concert because I have to work. Don't they get it after 4 years? Don't they get it after 4 years? Then it shouldn't start. Then it shouldn't start. 18 years old. 18 years old. Night. Night. Your mother-in-law is a travel agency. Your mother-in-law is a travel agency. I will study for my exams tomorrow. I will study for my exams tomorrow. Do you know people who do this? Do you ever? Do you know people who do this? Do you ever? Hope the weather will be nice this weekend. Hope the weather will be nice this weekend. After 1 week you have to sing. After 1 week you have to sing. Why didn't you come with me? Why didn't you come with me? Do you need a license to drive a car? Do you need a license to drive a car? It will dive in 2 nights. It will dive in 2 nights. Tries to save money. Tries to save money. Can you edit after 1 month? Can you edit after 1 month? Will they be voiced after 1 night? Will they be voiced after 1 night? I'm so excited to go to the beach this weekend. I'm so excited to go to the beach this weekend. May not be connected before. May not be connected before. Everyone was excited for the concert. Everyone was excited for the concert. The bottom of this bottle is dirty. The bottom of this bottle is dirty. I'm traveling after 3 weekends. I'm traveling after 3 weekends. Don't I fly often? Don't I fly often? His brother-in-law is a joker. His brother-in-law is a joker. Could you please repeat what you just said? Could you please repeat what you just said? What is your favorite movie? What is your favorite movie? Can be technician every year. Can be technician every year. The surgery seems successful. The surgery seems successful. Stepdaughter's field officer. Stepdaughter's field officer. We went sailing on the lake. We went sailing on the lake. Your mother is a shepherd. Your mother is a shepherd. We worry at 5 p.m. We worry at 5 p.m. Still no sign of the missing cat. Still no sign of the missing cat. Surpassed fortnight. Surpassed fortnight. How long will he stay in Japan? How long will he stay in Japan? Can't they teach now? Can't they teach now? He won't be back at dawn. He won't be back at dawn. Energize people. Energize people. He can retire after 3 days. He can retire after 3 days. After 2 nights, they can become businessmen. After 2 nights, they can become businessmen. I can be a driver every year. I can be a driver every year. Will he not object then? Will he not object then? Do you think it helps? Do you think it helps? I may have to be late at work tonight. I may have to be late at work tonight. We can usually say. We can usually say. They seldom industrialized. They seldom industrialized. Will I be born at night? Will I be born at night? Will he agree every week? Will he agree every week? It sat 4 weeks ago. It sat 4 weeks ago. Should it serve soon? Should it serve soon? Wasn't I a monthly barista? Wasn't I a monthly barista? I am happy that we can learn new words together. I am happy that we can learn new words together. You should not take. You should not take. It didn't work last year. It didn't work last year. You didn't fly. You didn't fly. We are frequent homeowners. We are frequent homeowners. He is studying medicine at university. He is studying medicine at university. Wouldn't he normally hit? Wouldn't he normally hit? His brother is a chemist. His brother is a chemist. I don't go out if it's slippery. I don't go out if it's slippery. We will not be ambassadors right away. We will not be ambassadors right away. We should not pay after 1 hour. We should not pay after 1 hour. We don't do weekly comparisons. We don't do weekly comparisons. Here is my ex-husband. Here is my ex-husband. I have to quit my job. I have to quit my job. Can't I normally object? Can't I normally object? His aunt was a sociologist. His aunt was a sociologist. My sister is very young. My sister is very young. Can't you catch it at dawn? Can't you catch it at dawn? Do you forget? Do you forget? Will it upload next year? Will it upload next year? Please choose me. Please choose me. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? Developer every month, right? Developer every month, right? Was his son a glazier? Was his son a glazier? Before we leave, let's double check that we have everything. Before we leave, let's double check that we have everything. We cannot recommend. We cannot recommend. Did they always agree? Did they always agree? I didn't fix it. I didn't fix it. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. He is the illustrator. He is the illustrator. Didn't they go to the notary weekly? Didn't they go to the notary weekly? The situation is beyond human imagination. The situation is beyond human imagination. Couldn't he have suppressed it before? Couldn't he have suppressed it before? His cousins were orthopedists. His cousins were orthopedists. Clue. Clue. They could not sleep. They could not sleep. I found a reason for me. I found a reason for me. It never connects. It never connects. I can't take it out. I can't take it out. She was trying on different outfits for a job interview. She was trying on different outfits for a job interview. Recline your seat on airplanes. Recline your seat on airplanes. After 3 nights, we're not botanists. After 3 nights, we're not botanists. Can you be injured? Can you be injured? Your sister is a craftsman. Your sister is a craftsman. We could not publish. We could not publish. I was finalizing. I was finalizing. Can I paint now? Can I paint now? Didn't he put it in at noon? Didn't he put it in at noon? What time does the lesson start? What time does the lesson start? I have more grapes than Sam. I have more grapes than Sam. We could not publish. We could not publish. I am very meticulous about my paper. I am very meticulous about my paper. Is your spouse a mechanic? Is your spouse a mechanic? He drinks coffee in the morning. He drinks coffee in the morning. Was her daughter a hydrologist? Was her daughter a hydrologist? Twilight may not be binding. Twilight may not be binding. Was it close? Was it close? I want to know more about your company. I want to know more about your company. I live in a small part of the city. I live in a small part of the city. Could not follow. Could not follow. Can't you be a comedian in 3 centuries? Can't you be a comedian in 3 centuries? Was your half-sister a designer? Was your half-sister a designer? We can't settle in at sunset. We can't settle in at sunset. His grandfather is a columnist. His grandfather is a columnist. I also think we should consider this alternative. I also think we should consider this alternative. He couldn't call anyone because he forgot his phone at home. He couldn't call anyone because he forgot his phone at home. I will taste something sweet. I will taste something sweet. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Can't you create it later? Can't you create it later? I didn't answer every day. I didn't answer every day. Her aunt is a hairdresser. Her aunt is a hairdresser. I'm sorry, I do not understand. I'm sorry, I do not understand. The scissors are not here. The scissors are not here. He was practicing his golf swing at the driving range. He was practicing his golf swing at the driving range. How many people are in front of you? How many people are in front of you? He's not always a laundress. He's not always a laundress. They should not start after 5 weeks. They should not start after 5 weeks. Can it renew sometimes? Can it renew sometimes? I have a blue pen. I have a blue pen. If it's dirty, I don't go out. If it's dirty, I don't go out. We celebrate our anniversary every year. We celebrate our anniversary every year. Won't you send? Won't you send? I never understood this subject. I never understood this subject. Is my husband a gardener? Is my husband a gardener? When I woke up, he had already had his breakfast. When I woke up, he had already had his breakfast. Will he look? Will he look? Should mention. Should mention. The details of the report were impressive. Every aspect of it thoroughly researched. The details of the report were impressive. Every aspect of it thoroughly researched. Was our stepson a football player? Was our stepson a football player? Were his children soldiers? Were his children soldiers? Doesn't he come back every day? Doesn't he come back every day? I draw dogs. I draw dogs. We will not prepare. We will not prepare. He goes to the gym during the week. He goes to the gym during the week. 2 blocks away. 2 blocks away. Wouldn't he be a sheriff at noon? Wouldn't he be a sheriff at noon? You will need to pay your bills. You will need to pay your bills. I am not sure. I am not sure. Shouldn't we disappear after 4 weeks? Shouldn't we disappear after 4 weeks? He couldn't be bothered every week. He couldn't be bothered every week. Was her husband a philosopher? Was her husband a philosopher? Can you spell your name? Can you spell your name? Actually, I was working with John too. Actually, I was working with John too. Doesn't he say after a weekend? Doesn't he say after a weekend? I serve monthly. I serve monthly. My mother-in-law was an acrobat. My mother-in-law was an acrobat. Do we lose in the night time? Do we lose in the night time? Let's finish the meeting if you want. Let's finish the meeting if you want. We can go after 4 nights. We can go after 4 nights. Low fat. Low fat. I've never been to some of these places before. I've never been to some of these places before. We went to the cinema to watch a new movie. We went to the cinema to watch a new movie. He will work on his project all night. He will work on his project all night. I can't have a funeral every week. I can't have a funeral every week. They opened every day. They opened every day. I'm riding a bicycle. I'm riding a bicycle. Can't we prove it at sunrise? Can't we prove it at sunrise? Human trafficking is a big problem all over the world. Human trafficking is a big problem all over the world. Should the postman be bi-weekly? Should the postman be bi-weekly? Can you babysit every year? Can you babysit every year? Can you look at this? Can you look at this? Could send annually. Could send annually. I'm going to the theater. I'm going to the theater. You shouldn't use profanity in public. You shouldn't use profanity in public. We cannot save. We cannot save. Your neighbor is the minister. Your neighbor is the minister. Should it never be removed? Should it never be removed? What did you use? What did you use? Can you tell me what time the cafeteria closes? Can you tell me what time the cafeteria closes? Shall we enter? Shall we enter? He waited for his girlfriend at the airport. He waited for his girlfriend at the airport. Is her neighbor a choreographer? Is her neighbor a choreographer? I'm going to kindergarten. I'm going to kindergarten. You stay 2 minutes earlier. You stay 2 minutes earlier. Doesn't he understand? Doesn't he understand? I want nothing more than to be with you. I want nothing more than to be with you. They visited Australia twice. They visited Australia twice. Was the producer. Was the producer. You should not forget to take a break while working. You should not forget to take a break while working. He's just a trucker. He's just a trucker. Take food. Take food. Does not respond every day. Does not respond every day. He didn't become a journeyman 5 years ago. He didn't become a journeyman 5 years ago. Will they not get along after 3 centuries? Will they not get along after 3 centuries? All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. Extrovert. Extrovert. Do you base it every month? Do you base it every month? We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. Is my sister a filmmaker? Is my sister a filmmaker? Inspector in 5 hours? Inspector in 5 hours? He walks to work every day. He walks to work every day. My father was a lawyer. My father was a lawyer. Can you rest in the afternoon? Can you rest in the afternoon? Doesn't he get injured after 2 weeks? Doesn't he get injured after 2 weeks? Your family was a stockbroker. Your family was a stockbroker. I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. I couldn't escape. I couldn't escape. Construction workers will build the new bridge for months. Construction workers will build the new bridge for months. I also want to try the new restaurant in town. I also want to try the new restaurant in town. Car looks good. Car looks good. I'm not sure I want to believe you. I'm not sure I want to believe you. The train will arrive in 20 minutes. The train will arrive in 20 minutes. Years of engineering? Years of engineering? Can't he be a night guard? Can't he be a night guard? I'm not a criminal, I'm just curious. I'm not a criminal, I'm just curious. Then he can call. Then he can call. Will you not increase? Will you not increase? Your children were researchers. Your children were researchers. It's okay, I'll find something. It's okay, I'll find something. I go to the museum with school trips. I go to the museum with school trips. How long will you stay at my house? How long will you stay at my house? Can you cook? Can you cook? Don't you get organized often? Don't you get organized often? Do you feel? Do you feel? I have a lot of confidence. I have a lot of confidence. I have to send. I have to send. I need to buy new clothes for the summer. I need to buy new clothes for the summer. I wouldn't be able to grow after 3 centuries. I wouldn't be able to grow after 3 centuries. Shouldn't you be a lobbyist for 10 years? Shouldn't you be a lobbyist for 10 years? I haven't been a cleaner every year. I haven't been a cleaner every year. Are there cousins firefighters? Are there cousins firefighters? Usually not an electrician. Usually not an electrician. Descendants are sailors. Descendants are sailors. Can a woman become a cop after 1 day? Can a woman become a cop after 1 day? Need to get up in the afternoon? Need to get up in the afternoon? I'm not sure what you want to say. I'm not sure what you want to say. Let me take care of that for you. Let me take care of that for you. I didn't do the weekly courier. I didn't do the weekly courier. Part of a meeting. Part of a meeting. Can you help me find the nearest post office? Can you help me find the nearest post office? Were your relatives choreographers? Were your relatives choreographers? They were going to destroy it last year. They were going to destroy it last year. Let me help you. Let me help you. Negative. Negative. Should laugh often. Should laugh often. Archaeologist would not be 10 years. Archaeologist would not be 10 years. 2 seconds later? 2 seconds later? I like to go for a walk in the park on sunny days. I like to go for a walk in the park on sunny days. I really wanted a baby. I really wanted a baby. You wanna drink something? You wanna drink something? You shouldn't go against your mother. You shouldn't go against your mother. Athletes will train for the next championship. Athletes will train for the next championship. We'll create it in a minute. We'll create it in a minute. Is my husband a vocalist? Is my husband a vocalist? Why not monthly? Why not monthly? After 3 nights they wouldn't be a bass. After 3 nights they wouldn't be a bass. May I not include? May I not include? Was our uncle an inspector? Was our uncle an inspector? Can we grow right now? Can we grow right now? Your relatives are speakers. Your relatives are speakers. After 2 months, he can become a curator. After 2 months, he can become a curator. It was cold and clear as we walked through the park. It was cold and clear as we walked through the park. I will cook dinner tonight. I will cook dinner tonight. I'm having a great time with my friends and family. I'm having a great time with my friends and family. I'm going to watch a movie at the cinema tonight. I'm going to watch a movie at the cinema tonight. Could you please turn off the lights before you go? Could you please turn off the lights before you go? That means, you may have a cough when you have a cold. You may have a cough when you have a cold. Does it sit every year? Does it sit every year? Your daughter was a pianist. Your daughter was a pianist. We will attend a conference in 2 weeks. We will attend a conference in 2 weeks. The job is below my reputation. The job is below my reputation. You can't go on soon. You can't go on soon. Don't we believe? Don't we believe? We do not hear well. We do not hear well. Gaining weight. Gaining weight. I will be working. I will be working. Am I not occupying? Am I not occupying? May not pass after a year. May not pass after a year. Descendants are workers. Descendants are workers. Does it expire after a week? Does it expire after a week? Shouldn't it stop 10 years? Shouldn't it stop 10 years? When I miss the bus, I let my sister know and my sister drops me off at school. When I miss the bus, I let my sister know and my sister drops me off at school. Didn't tile before? Didn't tile before? Can he train for 10 years? Can he train for 10 years? My cousins were in command. My cousins were in command. We could not support. We could not support. Do we run? Do we run? Are you leaving in a minute? Are you leaving in a minute? It's hard not to know. But I know it's a process. It's hard not to know. But I know it's a process. We are here to serve you in any way possible. We are here to serve you in any way possible. I go to school every day. I go to school every day. Can they thrive at night? Can they thrive at night? You will immediately become the second man. You will immediately become the second man. When the game is over, I will have watched my team win. When the game is over, I will have watched my team win. Will you increase? Will you increase? Shouldn't it be cold? Shouldn't it be cold? This dress is cheap. This dress is cheap. Were your parents detectives? Were your parents detectives? Stand for. Stand for. Weren't we the judge? Weren't we the judge? They have been in a long-distance relationship for 2 years. They have been in a long-distance relationship for 2 years. We didn't get points. We didn't get points. Can't we glazing at 3 p.m.? Can't we glazing at 3 p.m.? Then at 3 in the morning we can get hurt. Then at 3 in the morning we can get hurt. Wakes up. Wakes up. Good luck in French. Good luck in French. Says a lot. Says a lot. I need scissors. I need scissors. They should not be set. They should not be set. It won't hit in 2 years. It won't hit in 2 years. I'm so bored and don't know what to do. I'm so bored and don't know what to do. Can you show me where the health center is? Can you show me where the health center is? His brother was a translator. His brother was a translator. I'm not a weekly ecologist. I'm not a weekly ecologist. We tried later. We tried later. Was her sister an apprentice? Was her sister an apprentice? This is the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. An air fryer is a healthier way to fry food. An air fryer is a healthier way to fry food. His mother is a judge. His mother is a judge. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? After 3 months it should be a technician. After 3 months it should be a technician. To exercise. To exercise. His nephews were contractors. His nephews were contractors. Didn't I get it? Didn't I get it? I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait to see it again. The company is looking for a new product manager. The company is looking for a new product manager. Your children are models. Your children are models. Were your grandchildren investors? Were your grandchildren investors? Should always come back. Should always come back. I don't think media coverage is necessarily the most accurate depiction of reality. I don't think media coverage is necessarily the most accurate depiction of reality. I love to travel and discover new cultures. I love to travel and discover new cultures. He guessed the answer was 12. He guessed the answer was 12. Should not be fed. Should not be fed. We were watching a match when our team scored. We were watching a match when our team scored. Could you please come 15 minutes before your appointment? Could you please come 15 minutes before your appointment? Can it achieve? Can it achieve? I don't notice anything strange. I don't notice anything strange. Inclusive. Inclusive. Can be covered immediately. Can be covered immediately. May ask next year. May ask next year. Will join soon. Will join soon. Affected. Affected. Will you vote? Will you vote? When did you go to school? When did you go to school? We will not prepare. We will not prepare. Eggs are delicious. Eggs are delicious. Will he lie after 4 months? Will he lie after 4 months? I may not be a representative last year. I may not be a representative last year. We did not create. We did not create. I can vote. I can vote. He wouldn't answer every day. He wouldn't answer every day. She didn't do tailoring at dusk. She didn't do tailoring at dusk. Can't you be a physicist in 2 days? Can't you be a physicist in 2 days? Sometimes he did. Sometimes he did. Can't draw? Can't draw? I'm going to borrow some money from the bank. I'm going to borrow some money from the bank. Oh how one. Oh how one. Shouldn't I be fishing at all? Shouldn't I be fishing at all? Answer. Answer. I'll have to scrutinize my options before making a decision. I'll have to scrutinize my options before making a decision. They love to watch horror movies. They love to watch horror movies. Don't we learn normally? Don't we learn normally? Is your stepbrother the governor? Is your stepbrother the governor? The scissors are not here. The scissors are not here. You cannot mark at sunset. You cannot mark at sunset. We also need to consider the budget for this trip. We also need to consider the budget for this trip. They play board games every night. They play board games every night. Who is helping us? Who is helping us? It was like. It was like. Since when do you like basketball? Since when do you like basketball? I am grateful to him for being my friend. I am grateful to him for being my friend. Should I fit in an annual? Should I fit in an annual? Stretched a minute ago? Stretched a minute ago? We learned about this problem. We learned about this problem. Were his grandchildren laundresses? Were his grandchildren laundresses? Was not often a filmmaker. Was not often a filmmaker. They develop weekly. They develop weekly. The next day I would go to the grocery store. The next day I would go to the grocery store. Did we name it right away? Did we name it right away? This is urgent. This is urgent. She will take dance lessons in the morning. She will take dance lessons in the morning. Are you responsible for the noise in this room? Are you responsible for the noise in this room? They cannot tell. They cannot tell. He will run the marathon next year. He will run the marathon next year. Was my father a chef? Was my father a chef? We were not sent. We were not sent. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. We will not prepare. We will not prepare. I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did this. It is not produced at home. It is not produced at home. She should have done vocals before. She should have done vocals before. Our husband is a filmmaker. Our husband is a filmmaker. Can behave. Can behave. Does the afternoon have to kick a kick? Does the afternoon have to kick a kick? I have a runny nose. I have a runny nose. Will he dive? Will he dive? That interviewer 3 centuries later. That interviewer 3 centuries later. Social inclusion. Social inclusion. Are you depressed? Are you depressed? Is her stepmother a traitor? Is her stepmother a traitor? We can't leave sooner. We can't leave sooner. I speak English fluently. I speak English fluently. Were his grandchildren postmen? Were his grandchildren postmen? He plays the guitar every day. He plays the guitar every day. Please enter your name and password. Please enter your name and password. We destroy. We destroy. His friends were scientists. His friends were scientists. I am committed to making a difference in the world. I am committed to making a difference in the world. Then he will complain at 2 a.m. Then he will complain at 2 a.m. We can't shoot warriors every day. We can't shoot warriors every day. His cousins were notaries. His cousins were notaries. Am I studying now? Am I studying now? Our grandmother was a maid. Our grandmother was a maid. My favorite band is playing tonight. My favorite band is playing tonight. Don't I have to be a watchman after 5 months? Don't I have to be a watchman after 5 months? Usually they could not compare. Usually they could not compare. Have you been to America before? Have you been to America before? He will learn to play golf. He will learn to play golf. Will he laugh soon? Will he laugh soon? Can't I call? Can't I call? Can I have a glass of water, please? Can I have a glass of water, please? Are we going to compare 4 weeks ahead? Are we going to compare 4 weeks ahead? I fill it later. I fill it later. May I assist you? May I assist you? Would he do a bi-weekly athlete? Would he do a bi-weekly athlete? I need scissors. I need scissors. If it's cold, I won't go out. If it's cold, I won't go out. Let's have some popcorn before we start the movie. Let's have some popcorn before we start the movie. Can't take noon? Can't take noon? Are there any character restrictions in this field? Are there any character restrictions in this field? Are you threatening? Are you threatening? Can't he get? Can't he get? Are we daily servants? Are we daily servants? Wasn't he normally challenged? Wasn't he normally challenged? Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Should I fire the warrior at dusk? I will arrive at the airport at 8 p.m. I will arrive at the airport at 8 p.m. Wakes up. Wakes up. Our cousins are announcers. Our cousins are announcers. Should not threaten every day. Should not threaten every day. Would not close at sunrise. Would not close at sunrise. Despite. Despite. Can't fix it after 5 weeks? Can't fix it after 5 weeks? Shouldn't you be putting 4 weekends back? Shouldn't you be putting 4 weekends back? Should he collect it next year? Should he collect it next year? I've been studying for 2 hours. I've been studying for 2 hours. The warming tray keeps food warm at dinner parties. The warming tray keeps food warm at dinner parties. He is next to you. He is next to you. In the afternoon they will have a picnic in the park. In the afternoon they will have a picnic in the park. That rain is quiet. That rain is quiet. 5 nights later he is mayor. 5 nights later he is mayor. Flawless. Flawless. In case you don't have friends in town. In case you don't have friends in town. I'm in the room with the games. I'm in the room with the games. I like to go for a walk in the park on sunny days. I like to go for a walk in the park on sunny days. He couldn't have suffered for 1 second before. He couldn't have suffered for 1 second before. You can't do chemistry now. You can't do chemistry now. I'll be bossing my employees all day. I'll be bossing my employees all day. Ironing in a month? Ironing in a month? We cannot deny. We cannot deny. Should always come back. Should always come back. Can be technician every year. Can be technician every year. You couldn't save 2 hours ago. You couldn't save 2 hours ago. It wasn't the vote. It wasn't the vote. I'll take you for a follow-up scan in a few days. I'll take you for a follow-up scan in a few days. Don't they often play lead roles? Don't they often play lead roles? The drug has been found to have serious side effects. The drug has been found to have serious side effects. You can approach daily. You can approach daily. His brother-in-law is a jeweler. His brother-in-law is a jeweler. We have to design it after 5 days. We have to design it after 5 days. Can you midwife later on the 4th evening? Can you midwife later on the 4th evening? He knows. He knows. I know that. I know that. Check in at 3 a.m. Check in at 3 a.m. Rarely need to attend? Rarely need to attend?